The identity of the little girl whose body was found buried under a San Francisco home last summer.
No name, and little was known about her background or her history, but her preserved body left behind a number of clues.
From World War tanks to massive alligators discovered in dusty basements, these scary secrets discovered in homes have left residents questioning their surroundings. Consider finding a sealed glass coffin with the preserved bones of a long-forgotten child, or a hidden weapons bunker beneath a suburban home. Join us as we uncover 20 strange artifacts, haunting relics, and creepy encounters that will make you double-check every nook and cranny within your own home. Number 20. 6-foot alligator. Many people hide their exotic pets. But keeping a deadly pet hidden for a really long time? There was a chilling discovery of a 6-foot alligator found living in a suburban Illinois basement after a shocking 26 years of captivity. Meet Charles Price, the man behind this astonishing tale. He had been hiding the 200-pound alligator in a large cage in his Lansing home, all without his neighbors ever suspecting a thing. But fate had other plans when an appliance repairman working in the basement stumbled upon this hidden predator. Now, here's the surprise. American alligators are native to Florida, not Illinois, and they are even considered an endangered species. So how did Price get hold of this alligator in the first place? He claimed he got it as a baby from a swap meet in Kankakee, but is that a valid excuse for possessing an endangered species? Interestingly, Price would occasionally release the alligator into his backyard, but most of the time it remained quietly locked in the basement. How on earth did he manage to keep such a dangerous animal hidden for so long? After the discovery, the alligator specialist and conservation officers had quite a challenge wrangling the reptile out of the home. How do you feel about keeping such dangerous animals in suburban homes? Number 19. Hikendorf Panther, the German tank. Let's uncover a mind-blowing story of a hidden World War II relic. Back in 2015, an investigation led to a shocking discovery in Hikendorf, northern Germany. Can you believe they found a World War II-era Panther tank tucked away in the retiree's basement? Alongside the tank, they stumbled upon a massive hoard of ammunition. Imagine the army spending 9 hours to remove all that weaponry. Here's where it gets even more fascinating. The elderly man was charged with illegal weapons possession and slapped with a hefty fine of $293,972, along with a 14-month suspended prison sentence. But the defense argued that the weapons were no longer functional. Do you think they should have been spared the fine? The court ordered the man to sell or donate the tank and anti-aircraft cannon to a museum or collector within the next 2 years. Who wouldn't want to see this piece of history displayed in a museum? Furthermore, during the investigation, they discovered a trove of Nazi memorabilia, including a bust of Hitler and the rune-shaped lamps. And here's another fun story. The man once used the tank as a snowplow in 1978, too. We wonder how he wasn't caught back then. Number 18. Snakes in the walls. This astonishing story will make you think twice about moving into a new home. A first-time home buyer, Amber Hall, was excited about her dream house, only to find something utterly terrifying: snakes in the walls. In late April, Amber had a heart-stopping moment when her dog alerted her to 2 little holes in her garage, and out slithered some big snakes. Imagine the panic she must have felt. To make matters worse, since then she has discovered at least 10 more snakes in her Centennial, Colorado home. It's like a real-life snake nightmare. Now we might wonder how these slithery creatures find their way into Amber's home. She suspects there might be even more snakes hiding in the boxes or under her belongings, terrifying her from unpacking in such a situation. To tackle this reptilian mess, Amber hired a snake wrangler. Some of these snakes are so big that the wrangler believes they may have been living inside the house for a couple of years. Can you imagine living alongside these creatures without even knowing it? Surprisingly, the realty company that sold her the house claimed they had no knowledge of a snake infestation. Is this a common issue with homes, or was Amber just incredibly unlucky? The wildlife experts also mentioned that there might be a snake den beneath her garage, too. Now, this is how you lose your night's sleep. Number 17. 500-year-old well. Discovering a hidden well within your home is something out of horror movies. Meet Colin Steer, a grandfather from Plymouth, Devon, who came across this astonishing discovery by chance. While redecorating his living room, he noticed a slight dip in the floor a whole decade ago. And since then, he's been on an extraordinary mission, spending years meticulously digging out this 17 feet deep well. Can you imagine the excitement of unearthing history from your very own home? But here's the real deal. This well could date back a staggering 500 years to medieval times. To support this surprising theory, Colin found what appears to be the leather casing of a sword while excavating, almost like discovering hidden treasure. This discovery raised many questions. What was this well used for back in the day? Colin believes it could have served multiple purposes, from feeding animals to providing water for up to 3 families. But another amazing discovery was also a coin from 1725 that Colin found during his excavation. Colin now envisions turning the well into a unique coffee table feature, and we can't help but wonder, how would it feel having a medieval well as a conversation starter in your living room? Number 16. Preserved child in a glass coffin. A construction crew at a home on Rossi Street, near the University of San Francisco, made a surprising discovery: a sealed casket hidden beneath the ground. When they opened it, they were met with a sight that would haunt them forever. The preserved body of a little girl with long blonde hair, dressed in a long white lace dress and adorned with a cross made of flowers on her chest. She was nicknamed Miranda Eve, but now we know her true identity: Edith Howard Cook. The preservation of Edith left many questions unanswered. How did she end up buried beneath a home in San Francisco? Elissa Davy, a dedicated genealogist, took on the mission to uncover the truth behind Edith's story. Through DNA analysis and research, she discovered the horrifying cause of Edith's death: marasmus, a severe undernourishment resulting from an infectious disease prevalent in the late 80s. It turns out that the neighborhood was once a cemetery owned by the Independent Order of Odd Fellows, where Edith was laid to rest. Over time, the cemetery closed, and Edith was tragically left behind. As the details of Edith's preserved remains, her identity and her untimely demise are uncovered, we can't help but wonder about the mysteries that still lay hidden beneath the surface. Number 15. Hidden treasure. For 2 decades, the grandparents' house lay abandoned in Tennessee, holding the memories of their lives within its walls. After his grandfather's passing, the man's grandmother left the house, and now the time had come to prepare it for sale. However, he was surprised to discover a secret while cleaning his grandparents' home before putting it up for sale. Hidden treasure. Yes, you heard it right. As the man cleaned the neglected house, he came across a cupboard under the stairs. What could have led the grandparents to hide such valuable items in their home in such a secret place? Curiosity got the better of the man, and he couldn't resist investigating the contents of the hidden cupboard. Inside, he made an incredible discovery: a secret safe. With the help of a skilled locksmith, the man finally opened the safe after days of anticipation. What did he find inside this long-hidden treasure? Could it be antique coins, precious silver bullion, or perhaps even more valuable surprises? While an exact evaluation is yet to be made, experts believe that the collectibles could be worth tens of thousands of dollars. Imagine inheriting such a valuable treasure from your grandparents. The tale of the hidden treasure in the grandparents' home leaves us surprised and curious about the untold stories of our own family homes. Number 14. Ancient Ouija board. A bizarre find was uncovered in a house that deeply disturbed a construction worker. An ancient Ouija board remained buried behind the heating vent, away from sight. Falco Columbarius, a Reddit user, submitted a terrifying image, which creeped out and astonished other people. The weathered tan board was turned upside down, the initial row of letters just visible beneath the unsettling phrases Ouija and mystifying oracle. This mysterious board appeared to have been ignored for a long time. The Ouija board, which was developed in 1891, contains something frightening with its alphabet, numbers, and words like yes, no, and goodbye. The planchette, however, is the true source of the haunting factor. This is a tear-shaped piece of wood or plastic that those who are brave enough to converse with ghosts use. Where is the planchette hidden? Wondered the construction worker as he thought about the origin of this exciting find. However, the Ouija board, famous for its connection to the spirit world, has a deadly past. Its ads in the late 1880s promised both unlimited entertainment and a portal to the unknown. The board served as a link for spirits to speak with the living, and its ability to reveal the invisible has terrified many. Number 13. Human bones decor. A scary decoration was discovered in a Kentucky man's flat. Federal agents raiding his home uncovered this heinous decor. Dozens of stolen human skulls, bones, and body parts adorned the man's home, turned into horrific ornaments that would make even the bravest shudder. The terrifying mansion is lined with rib cages, spines, and hip bones. The skull was observed with a frightening scarf wrapped around its neck. What a strange and twisted taste this bone collector had. James William Knott is the man's name. He was suspected of being a member of a terrifying organization that dealt with stolen body parts. This organization was linked to Harvard Medical School, a well-known medical school. When FBI officers inquired about the presence of others in Knott's circle, he boldly replied, "Only my dead friends." His brazen response makes him appear insane. Knott, on the other hand, appears to have used the alias William Burke to sell these stolen human bones, converting them into decorations for his furniture and bed. Knott is not alone in his awful actions, as he is said to have worked with a network of bone enthusiasts to buy and sell these trophies. This gang also examines the value of the bones, hearts, brains, and lungs that they indiscriminately trade. And guess what? The mortuary manager was previously arrested for selling body parts. So Harvard's mortuary unit appears to have devolved into a black market. It's terrifying to realize what evil brains hide from our gaze. Number 12. Secret chapel. Imagine living in a house with a hidden secret lurking just beneath your feet, waiting to be uncovered. That's precisely what the Furla family of Telford, England experienced for 3 long years. In their hallway, there was an enigmatic old metal grate, captivating their curiosity day after day. As time passed, their interest only grew until they could no longer resist the temptation to explore what lay beneath that mysterious metal barrier. Finally, they decided to break it open, and what they discovered was beyond their wildest imagination, a tiny and creepy crypt. Inside the crypt, stone seats and a long, rotting wooden crucifix adorned the eerie space. The Furla family had unknowingly come across a secret church hidden directly beneath their own home. Determined to uncover the truth behind this unexpected find, the family sought the advice of local historians. What they learned was truly astonishing. This underground chapel was most likely a place of Christian worship, used by Catholics during the persecutions in England during the 1700s. Though the discovery was undoubtedly unsettling, it held tremendous historical significance. The secret church offered a glimpse into an unknown chapter of religious struggle, shedding light on the difficulties and sacrifices of those seeking solace and spiritual expression during difficult times. Number 11. Secret Trapdoor. A secret trapdoor found in a 200-year-old farmhouse in the United Kingdom. TikToker Jennifer Malacan was shocked to find hidden rooms underneath the floorboards of her parents' home, a residence they've cherished for nearly 6 decades. In a fascinating video, we see a man trying to open a compartment in one of the hidden rooms, which were filled with rubble and debris. But there were no dead bodies or buried treasure in there, just a secret area that had been concealed for years. Now the question is, what will Jennifer do with these secret rooms? A curious TikToker asked if she would be refurbishing them for proper use, but she revealed they only wanted to see what was down there. No plans for renovation or finding old treasure, unfortunately. Are there more hidden treasures waiting to be found in old homes around the world? Number 10. Hidden torture dungeon. A couple from Logan, Utah, came upon a mysterious room after purchasing their new property where they made an incredibly unsettling discovery. A hidden torture dungeon found in a family home. At first glance, the room appeared ordinary, with a large bookcase against the wall. But this seemingly innocent piece of furniture turned out to be the key to unlocking a concealed den. The mom of 2, curious about the odd appearance of the bookcase, decided to investigate further. To her astonishment, she found it was a secret door hiding a room that hadn't been disclosed in the home's listing. The chilling images she shared on Reddit showed a concrete room with only a solitary fold-out chair, leaving everyone surprised about its purpose. Even more astonishing, the room had dedicated fresh air and power supply. But the real shocker was the fact that there were no records of this room being built, and it was buried under almost 3 feet of concrete beneath the back porch. What secrets could this hidden dungeon hold? Now let's figure out some speculations. Was this room once used by a serial killer, as some Redditors fear? Or could there be a more innocent explanation? One user claimed the room was actually a panic room built around 8 years ago as a pet project by the previous owner's grandparents. Could this room be haunted by its dark past, or is it merely a fascinating historical discovery? The question is, how will the new homeowners utilize this strange room? Well, they have got big plans of converting it into a gym area, taking advantage of its naturally cool temperatures. Number 9. Giant Monopoly board. What can one possibly discover while renovating their house? A couple's home renovation led them to get their hands on an incredible finding under their old carpet. As the couple pulled up the worn-out carpet during their home renovation, they were surprised when a massive Monopoly board was revealed on the floor beneath. Who would have painted a giant Monopoly board on their floor? The Monopoly board featured popular London properties, rail stations, community chest, chance, and even a jail. This nostalgic treasure must have brought back memories of endless family game nights. How old could this Monopoly board be? Was it created by the previous owners, or perhaps even earlier? Massive floor games like this were once trendy decades ago, especially in playrooms. Did you ever have a similar setup or wish for one as a child? The son-in-law, who shared the discovery on Reddit, revealed that he's trying to convince the couple to preserve the Monopoly board as their floor. Would you keep the Monopoly board as your floor if you found one in your home? Number 8. CenturyOld Marble headstone. In Upper Kennet, Cook, an astonishing discovery has left everyone shocked. Tona Hennigar received an unexpected call about her great-grandfather's grave being found in a backyard, just 1 kilometer away from the family headstone in St. Peter's Cemetery. Why would there be 2 headstones for Joshua Hennigar? Could it be an older one, as speculated by Tona Hennigar? Upon seeing the marble headstone for herself, Tona Hennigar was amazed at its pristine condition, despite being hidden for so long, as the marble headstone remained in such excellent condition, while the other headstone in the church cemetery shows signs of deterioration after more than a century. Holly Haynes from the East Hants Historical Society is on a mission to locate and catalog every grave in the area. The discovery of the marble headstone adds a fascinating twist to her quest. The presence of a sandstone headstone fragment in the same backyard further adds to the mystery. With little information, Haynes is left wondering about its origins. Could the sandstone headstone be linked to another grave in the area? It is quite challenging to piece together the historical puzzle with limited information. The Hennigar name has a rich history in Upper Kennet Cook, dating back to Christian Hennigar, one of the first settlers in the region. This discovery connects the past with the present. Number 7. Hidden gun bunker. This shocking discovery is sure to blow the minds of law enforcement. A hidden gun bunker was unearthed in a suburban Perth home in mid-2022. The secret underground lair, concealed behind a couch in the Perth Hills suburb of High Wycombe, was exposed after a tip-off to the police. The bunker, belonging to former professional fighter and boxing promoter David Letizia, concealed a vast arsenal of high-powered firearms and ammunition, as well as a shooting range. The sinister nature of the find was intensified by the fact that Letizia had already pleaded guilty to firearm-related charges, leading to fines and the revocation of his firearms license. Additionally, he now faces an allegation of building the bunker without proper council approval. But the most disturbing aspect remains the question of why he needed such an extensive collection of high-powered rifles stashed away in a secret underground shooting range. The discovery prompted the state government to take swift action against firearm ranges, guns, and ammunition. However, the uncovering of the gun bunker has raised numerous questions among the public. How did David Letizia manage to create such an elaborate hidden setup? What were his intentions behind stockpiling these dangerous weapons? No one seems to have uncovered the depth of the story. This unsettling discovery serves as a chilling reminder that danger can lurk where least expected, even within the confines of a suburban home. Number 6. Creepy dolls and toys. Dave, a professional urban explorer, descended into the darkness in Ontario, Canada, to discover what lay within the old abandoned home. He discovered hundreds of scary dolls and children's toys spread throughout the house, including the front yard. The dolls have lifeless eyes, some have been ripped apart, and the soft animals have been ripped to shreds. The house appears to have been abandoned for decades, but certain toys appear more current, transporting us back to the haunting 1990s. The journey to this deserted spot is dangerous, with steep hills and dense forests obstructing the path, as if nature itself were guarding the evil secrets within. The house itself is in a state of disrepair. Every room Dave enters feels like it's being watched over by these spooky dolls and toys. Their gaze follows him, and the sensation of being watched makes his heart pound faster. The rotting walls of the house include Disney figures, religious artifacts, books, and photographs, as well as incredibly spooky hypodermic syringes remaining in their wrappers. Viewers online are captivated by the unsettling ambiance as Dave catches the frightening footage. With its haunting aura and dolls peering out from the shadows, this site could be a scene from a horror film. Now it's time for today's subscriber's pick. In 1963, an ordinary citizen made an extraordinary discovery within the confines of his own home when he knocked down a wall and discovered an entire hidden city. As he embarked on a basement renovation project, the man uncovered ancient stone walls that led to a vast network of tunnels, stretching 280 feet deep and up to 18 stories that could house a maximum of 20,000 people. The extraordinary underground metropolis, now known as Derinkuyu, was revealed to have been carved out by the Phrygians over 3,000 years ago. This once hidden city kept people safe during times of war. In 1985, the region was added to the UNESCO World Heritage List. How do you think 20,000 people survived in such a place underground? Let us know in the comments below. Number 5. A mummified cat. A disturbing incident occurred at an ancient 18th century mansion in Knaresborough, North Yorkshire. Andrew and George Hartley embark on a restoration project. Who knew it would turn their lives upside down? A seemingly harmless project revealed a terrible mystery hidden beneath the walls of the old house. As they were removing the plaster and ceilings, they were startled with a horrifying sight. A mummified cat, frozen in time, plummeted from the darkness above, sending shivers down their spines. The petrified remains appeared to be hiding in the shadows, waiting for the right moment to emerge. Expertly preserved, the cat's lifeless gaze haunted the renovators. They took to the internet to share their horrifying findings. However, this was not an isolated incident. Mummified cats have appeared throughout history as protectors against evil spirits. This could be a flashback to some ancient beliefs. In the sacred realm of ancient Egypt, for example, cats represented the goddess Baste, protector of women and childbirth, and their mummified forms were offered as gifts to the deities. But was this cat mummified while it was still alive? The unusual arrangement within the roof suggested a purposeful ceremony, possibly intended to harness the feline's mystical abilities even after death. What's more disturbing is the cat's toothless state, which suggests a possible death prior to mummification, leaving unresolved questions hanging in the air. Number 4. Giant spider. An unwanted guest was hidden away in a Manchester home as the seasons changed. A man named Scotty dared to confront the creeping horror that had broken into his space in a dimly lit room. He stepped out with a toothpick to bring this 8-legged spider out. The spider threat emerged from its hiding location in search of the coax. He had no idea what awaited him was beyond his greatest dreams. The spider emerges from the depths as he slowly pulls the spider's web out. It appears to be a huge 8-legged horror beast. Scotty's spirit was paralyzed with terror as a result of its distorted shape. This could be one of the largest spiders you've ever seen. The hairy dark brown skin adds to the frightening appearance. However, simply being aware of its existence in the room is enough to frighten anyone. His voice trembles with horror throughout the video as he desperately tries to contain his terror. Fear vibrates through the hearts of others as word of the giant arachnid spreads on social media. TikTok users are stunned, unable to comprehend the terror that has invaded the previously calm Manchester home. People all around the UK are terrified that spider season has begun, bringing forth an army of creepy critters seeking shelter from the cold. Be cautious, for the shadows may conceal more than just gloom. They may have enormous spiders hiding in the corners of your home, ready to strike when you least expect it. Number 3. Wheeler's Butchery. Taking you to the village of Hambledon in England, where a spooky property known as Wheeler's Butchery has caught everyone's attention. But don't be fooled by the name, because this isn't your typical butcher shop. The name Wheeler's Butchery on an old sign leaves everyone confused. People occasionally mistake it for a meat shop, but in fact, it is a private residence. What could be the reason behind the property's creepy name, and how did it transition from a butchery to a private residence? Dating back to 1775, this 3-bedroom grade 2nd listed house is a treasure of history. Its rich heritage and protected status have kept it unaltered over the years, preserving its unique charm. Interestingly, the property was once owned by a Swiss financier who acquired an extensive parcel of land, including houses, village stores, and even a traditional pub. Hambledon's allure attracted wealthy investors, making this property an exclusive find. But what makes this house a creepy discovery? Inside Wheeler's Butchery, there is a perfect blend of history and modern living. The renovation by the current owner has retained charming features like oak beams, wooden window frames, and exposed brickwork. It seems like a perfect house used by cannibals. As you step into the dining room, you are taken aback by a creepy sight. Original butchery hooks still fixed into the ceiling beams. These meat hooks serve as chilling reminders of the property's past. What stories might these meat hooks tell? How long have they been hanging there? And who were the butchers that once worked within these walls? With occasional celebrity visits due to film and television productions, Wheeler's Butchery stands as a unique property. Number 2. Voodoo Doll. Paranormal investigator Chelsea Lascelles discovered a mysterious voodoo doll in a grandma house, tucked away in the back roads of Nova Scotia, Canada. Intrigued by a tip from a fellow urban explorer, Chelsea couldn't resist going into this forgotten abode. But little did she know that she was about to witness an unexplainable paranormal experience. As she ventured inside, the echoes of the past became evident. The home had been abandoned since 1987. However, it was in the attic that the true horror awaited. As Chelsea and her team entered the dark space, they came across a voodoo doll made of burlap, bearing creepy burn marks and cuts. The atmosphere suddenly shifted from sweet innocence to chilling unease. No signs around the house hinted at the grandma practicing voodoo or any spiritual practices, leaving Chelsea perplexed by the unexpected find. The doll seemed to hold secrets of its own. Did Chelsea come across this doll by chance, or were there supernatural beings wanting the doll to be found? Number 1. A noose. How frustrating would it be to fulfill your dream of building your very own home, only to have it turn into a nightmare? This is precisely what happened to one local man in Terry, Mississippi, whose excitement turned to fear when he made a shocking discovery inside his under-construction home. Christopher Alexander, working tirelessly on his dream home for the past 9 months, found a noose hanging from the ceiling. For Alexander, this discovery cut deep. As he reflected on his upbringing, he recalled how his parents and grandparents tried to shield him from such hurtful symbols. He intended for the house to be a sanctuary for his wife and himself, but the presence of such a chilling symbol was both haunting and disturbing. Nevertheless, the question remained. Who could have done this, and why? What could have motivated someone to leave such a sinister reminder in the sanctuary of his future home? For now, we only know that immediate action was taken by Alexander as he filed a report with the Hinds County Sheriff's Office. An investigation began to uncover the truth behind this act. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.